And here we are at First 8 Lanes with our very first Zingo for the youth bowlers. Zingo, a new form of handicap tournament. Instead of handicap, each bowler gets so many strikes based on their average. And in this particular match, Brandon Moon, who just got the strike, gets 4 Zingos a game, and Langston Burke will have 7 to shoot for. And Langston decides to go with a Zingo to start off the first frame. So this is a new form of bowling. Great competition. It's interesting. It's fun. You decide where you use your strikes. Each frame after the first ball, you can decide to throw another ball, make your spare, or go for Zingo. So it's the decision of the bowler, each frame, what they're going to do. And he goes for Zingo again. So he's going to start himself off with a double. So this is Zingo. This is our first youth Zingo event. And we have Brandon Moon coming up for his second frame. Brandon, 14. His mom is Betty, who is our Zingo adult champion. And Damaris is the mom. Kevin and Damaris Jr. are his brothers. He got interested in bowling by watching his mom. And in tournaments, he's won a number of tournaments over the years. He's placed in the Junior Singles Classic. He was on TV last year for that. He's placed 3 years in a row in the semifinals of the top 10 tournament. And he just missed a 3-pin. And he bowls in the TNBA League at First 8 Lanes. He's been bowling 5 years in league competition. And there he is in the third. And he gets another strike. Maybe he should have taken a Zingo in that second frame. We'll soon find out. And we have Langston Burke. Bowls at Bowlorama, 11-year-old. Father is Wendell. Sister Elizabeth Bowl. He got interested through his dad. And he calls out another Zingo. He's only bowled in a few tournaments. He hasn't won any of them yet. He's only been bowling for 2 years. He bowls in the preps, as we said, at Bowlorama. And his biggest influence is his dad, because he helps him correct his mistakes. He likes bowling in tournaments because it's fun. And it's fun now. He's got 3 strikes in a row. And I'm waiting for the ball to come back. Here he goes. In the 4th frame, Langston Burke. Oh, a good shot. Leaves himself a 10-pin. That's a difficult spare. Now he's deciding what to do with this. Is he going to shoot the 10-pin? Or is he going to use his 4th Zingo? He's decided to shoot the spare. Went in the gutter with it. Okay, that's the 4th frame. That means we'll be back with more right after these words. Back with Brandon Moon in the 4th frame. Working on a strike. And now he's working on a double. Went Brooklyn, but I'm sure he's willing to accept that. Brandon's a weekly tournament bowler, bowls tournaments somewhere almost every weekend. All right. Don't know what knocked that pin out, but I'm sure he's willing to take a strike on it. I like to see that shot go again, see what hit that pin. Langston Burke from Bowarama. Uh-oh, that's not a good one. Yeah, he's taking a Zingo on that. I certainly would too. And that's his fourth Zingo. He's got 3 left with 5 frames. And he got close to the head pin. We've seen that shot more than any other shot I've seen today. The 1-2-4. A lot of oil out there. Ball's just not quite coming up. And he shoots his spare. And ball went in the same place again. Langston's almost 100 average bowler. Brandon coming up in the 6th, working on a turkey. And he carries, gives him 4 in a row. Yeah, he definitely should have used that Zingo in the 2nd frame. He'd have had 6 in a row with that. But that's the challenge of bowling Zingo. Where do you use your strikes? And another good ball by Brandon, right in the pocket. And Langston, who came in 2nd in qualifying in the tournament at Bowarama. And he calls Zingo again. Langston doing very well for a 2nd-year bowler. And I think we're going to take ourselves a short break. We'll be back after these words. And we're back with action at First State Lanes with Zingo. Langston Burke on lane 1. And gets a 5 count. This ball's just not coming up into the pocket. That oil out there today has been troublesome for a lot of the bowlers. And he decided to call a Zingo. That's a tough decision sometimes. You got to figure out where best to use him. That's 6 of his 7 that he's utilized. And now we're going to get a look at Brandon Moon. Maybe we'll get, yeah, there he is. In the 8th frame. And that one kind of jumped on him. And he's got a 3-10 and he calls a Zingo. He's going to use his first one.
What up, Brandon?
He still has 3 left and he's going into the 9th. He definitely should have used that one in the 2nd. But you never know. That's what makes it fun. And he leaves the 7 pin. He calls another Zingo. And Langston Burke in the 9th. Okay, gets a 7 count. Went to the left of the head pin on that shot. And he decides to use the Zingo. That gives him a double. Actually gives him 3 in a row. Wise thing to do. And now he's up in the 10th. And he gets one. Good ball by Langston. Gives him a 4 in a row. And an 8. Leaves the 4-7. And he's got himself a nice, respectable game. He's in the 200s with his Zingo. This is the first of our junior Zingo matches. And there's Wendell's father, or there's Langston's father, Wendell, in the background. Oh, and he went by, gets a 217. Nice game for Langston. Very good game. And Brandon will finish out the game on lane 2. He still has 2 Zingos left, so he's in very good shape for this tournament. Yep, he won't even need all those Zingos by the looks of that. He's got himself 8 in a row, of which 6 are real. All right. Well, he didn't even get to use all his Zingos on this match. If he had, he'd have had a 300 game. But that's what makes the game interesting. And he uses a Zingo on the last ball. And he's going to finish up with a 268 to Langston's 217. Good match, and our first of many Zingo tournaments. And we'll be back with more right after these words.